Yeah. So the woes of my computer continue.
Please.
So I've determined that Word doesn't work at my parents' house. My laptop allows Microsoft Office to work everywhere else. It's just a dead zone at my parents' place, so that's funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Also, I've just tried multiple times to open a Chrome window so that I can Google the Super Mario Brothers movie, and it outright refused. So no research, no web research for James. Oh no, it's just launched. Thank Christ. All right, I'm ready to talk the bros with you, Gareth.
Stir up a big bowl of bros.
Yeah.
Super Mario Bros.
Delicious. Is that the intro?
Mm-hmm. That should be. I'll say it again.
Excellent. We're in the right space, the right frame.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just gonna crack my prebiotic soda.
Whoa! What is prebiotic soda? Is that like it's come before man conquered Earth?
Yeah, this was an ancient meteor.
It's been devolved. It's never existed.
This guy was giving them out outside the Q Theatre in town, and apparently it's better for you to drink it than not drink it, which is bonkers.
I mean, that's like classic salesman talk.
Yeah.
This soda, Gareth, if you don't drink this, you'll die. All right.
People used to die, and then we made this soda, and so far, no one who's drunk it has died. So therefore,
yeah,
it's immortality.
Exactly. You heard about biotics, right? That's like all of nature. Without this soda, like nature will die, and you'll die.
We're probiotic.
Yeah, it's pro nature. Do you hate nature? Yeah. No. Good. Buy my soda.
Good.
Foolish man.
All right, shall we do this?
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
I don't know. It's gone. Just we talked for hours about soda, I think, for the soda podcast.
Oh, dang it.
Soda pod.
Ooh.
Yum.
Ooh. And the theme song would be Britney Spears' underrated song Soda Pop.
Oh, yeah. If we can get Britney on board, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she did Austin Powers Gold member. She's going to do our show.
Okay. I don't think we have the same draw as Mike Myers, but I don't know. Maybe we do.
I watched that movie last night, and it's the first time in ages I've been mad at a movie for not being good.
Oh, man. What has your week been? You watched that and you watched Fast 9.
Okay. Do you want the full breakdown?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're kind of wasting time on the pod, but you know.
People expect it.
All right. Have we introed the show? I don't think we have. No.
Look, welcome to Sync Floyd, the podcast where we watch every movie ever made to see if it syncs with Pink Floyd's 1973 magnum opus, The Dark Side of the Moon. It's me, Gareth Blackler, and from the other side of a meteor that split the dinosaurs and the humans, it's your favourite co-host, James Barron.
Hi, it's James Gareth here. Nice to meet you here on the pod. Oh my god. I love that you introed under duress there.
Yeah, I felt annoyed.
I pressured you into actually doing part of the show that you've always done.
Yeah, that I enjoy.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Fast 9.
Yeah, okay, so my week, my last full 7 days in terms of movies, has been half of Super Mario Brothers clean, no Pink Floyd.
Oh.
Fast 9, the other half of Super Mario Bros. At 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
So Fast 9 was like the intermission. That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then I watched the Page Master.
Whoa, what is that? I don't know that.
It's Macaulay Culkin and some cartoon books getting on a quest. It's
Whoa.
bloody good. It's probably going to be talked about on this show.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in.
It was simply we're trying to actually no, it's too much of a derail. I can't get into the Page Master. People are here for Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
1993.
Presumably.
And then I watched Mistress America, which is Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach's follow-up to Frances Ha, and it was amazing.
Right.
And then I watched a synced version of Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
And then I watched Austin Powers in Goldmember.
Man, that's just the greatest hits of cinema for Gareth there.
Yeah.
Crossing all boundaries. You're nothing if not a Renaissance man, in that you're trying to understand the culture and figure it all out all at once. Like, no rhyme nor reason. I feel like maybe this podcast has started to affect you. This is good for my notes that I keep on us and our mental states.
I'm just sitting in my cupboard giggling away.
That's what it's all
has.
about. That's what it's all about. We watched Super Mario Brothers 1993. The Super Mario Brothers movie. Officially licensed by Nintendo, this movie. Sanctioned. They hated it, I think, after it came out once they saw the final cut, but it's still released. It's a wild movie. The Super Mario Brothers of the title, playing Mario is Bob Hoskins, the incomparable, and playing Luigi Mario, his brother, is John Leguizamo, which another good guy. Yeah.
So, okay. John Leguizamo makes this movie. He is so good.
He's wonderful.
This would have been dreadful if he hadn't been in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Huge shout outs to the boy.
To our friend.
Our dear personal friend. The only man who can play Sid the Sloth and Tybalt from Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
He's the only one you get to play Luigi.
Definitely. But that, he was set up for those roles by this film, clearly. It's just like, that guy can hold down a film that is on fire, all right? He's doing his best here. But yeah, Super Mario Brothers. Do you know, you said last week on the pod, Gareth, that you don't know...
Yeah.
You don't know very much about young Mario and his adventures, his zany adventures in video gaming and beyond. Do you want to cover off, some of the stuff that you know or knew before you watched this film?
Yeah, perfect. So, I had a knockoff console called a Play Center.
Whoa.
That came with, I believe, 50 games built in.
Cool.
I think 10 of them were just reskinned versions of Super Mario.
I mean...
So I've played a lot of fake Mario.
Yeah, that's kind of what video gaming became, though, after Super Mario. So, fair dinkum, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've played some Super Smash Bros, but I've never played as Mario or Luigi.
Okay.
I think I might have played one of the very first one as an emulator.
Yeah.
That's ringing a bell, on my old Windows laptop. And then we're starting to run out of my Mario knowledge. I'm fascinated by Wario. I know nothing about him. I think I played some sort of Jackbox game against you where I had to describe Wario, and I did such a bad job that you didn't guess it, even though I know you think about Wario all the time.
It's true. I have a very intimate relationship with Wario. He's my preferred Mario brother. I'm hyped that there's a new WarioWare game that's just been announced, and I'm stoked. It's great.
Those are the really mini games, right?
Yeah, it's like a collection of mini games. But this one's co-op, and it's called WarioWare Get It Together, which I think is the funniest subtitle of any video game.
Yes. Can you tell the folks at home about Mario?
Sure.
But try to at least, if you need any simile, please use any Pink Floyd related similes.
I'll do my...
That'll help the audience understand.
I'll do my best. So... Mario he's a plumber, man, and he do the jumping. That's his thing. You've made this very challenging. When you try and describe Mario's world, It's a lot like trying to describe Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, and that it is an uphill battle, and it is a confusing story, a confusing development. It does kind of sound like you're having a fever dream when you try and talk about Mario. Because he's a plumber, he's in the Mushroom Kingdom, of which there is no king, I want to point out, in the canon.
Oh.
So, Mushroom Kingdom, he's got, he loves Princess Peach, not appearing in this movie, notably. That's his beau, his love, his one true love. Much like, I don't know, the two guys on the cover of Wish You Were Here are in love.
Canon.
Yeah. And yeah, there's an evil character, Bowser, or Koopa, as he is sometimes also known.
Oh, same person.
Yeah, same, well, kind of. It's it's a little bit foggy. There's more to it than that. He often captures Princess Peach, locks her away in a tower, and then Mario has to go on an adventure where he rescues her by traveling the world, going to different castles and locations and defeating Bowser's minions. That's what Mario's all about. And then sometimes he gets together and plays around a golf or drives a wee car around. Much like Pink Floyd when they're not touring, Mario's got other stuff going on. You know?
And he always plays these games with his enemies as well.
Yeah.
Play some tennis against Bowser and Wario and stustuff.
Yeah, man. Keep your friends close, your enemies closer, you know? Mario.
Heck yeah.
He's got it on lock. He's kind of figured it out. He's the poster child of video games in a way. He's grown to I don't think if you showed someone a picture of Mario, I feel like even in deepest, darkest rainforest or something, they would recognize young Mario. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's Mario."
Yeah,
he's just so sweeping across the culture. You can't trip over a block for Mario popping out underneath. You know.
Yeah. I think the only people who wouldn't recognize Mario are the people who made this film.
Yeah. Quite likely, because this film, while it is rigorously devoted to the canon at some points, a lot of the time it gets stuff wrong, and I'm going to be pointing that out when that happens as we cover it off.
Please do.
When we synced it with old Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Should we talk about the film as we do on the show?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
I do just want to say, this was my big revelation. This film is to Super Mario what we are to Pink Floyd.
Yo, that is so true. Oh my god. So really, if we rank this one, it's kind of like we're ranking ourselves.
Whoa.
Oh man, this is where we fall on the graph. Damn.
Deal. Yeah.
Alright, that's a fact. So, Super Mario Brothers and us being rated this episode, so look forward to that. Okay. Heartbeats opening titles. Here we go. Same old thing. There's a big old Sphinx for the Hollywood Pictures logo. I've never
Hollywood Pictures sounds so fake.
It sounds made up, right? You know, yes, this is a Hollywood film. Hollywood made this one, right? You know,
they didn't make any of the others.
Yeah, actors and directors, they've got them in Hollywood Pictures where they make the movie films. So this movie starts with a weird pixelated intro as if something's been drawn in paint. And there's a guy talking about dinosaurs. We start ancient history, which I appreciate always in a film. And then a meteor comes and he's like, "Bye-bye, dinosaurs!" And the dinosaurs are killed. And then he's talking about, well, what if the meteor that killed the dinosaurs didn't? And instead split a dimension where the dinosaurs evolved into people. Pretty wild, right? And then the title drops and you're like, what? What are we talking about? It's so weird. It's like here's the get on board with this right from go, because if not, we're in trouble. They're so nervous about the concept of this movie that they do it in the first minute.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm pretty sure they must have had to add this later, because That sounds like it's Bob Hoskins as Mario, but that's actually Dan Castanella, the voice of Homer Simpson.
Different dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing his voice basically.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really know why, but yeah, it's so weird. And from one weird thing to an even wilder thing, because there's a lady carrying like a little bundle, and she drops it on the steps of like the convent or like a church, and as you do, like classic orphan story, and then runs away down into the sewer, you know? And inside this little bundle, instead of a baby, is this like weird, like vacuum cleaner looking pod. And within that pod is a big old egg.
Yeah.
And then the nuns are like gathered around this egg, and they're like, yes, this happens all the time. And then out of the egg hatches a human child. And meanwhile, we see that the lady who dropped it off is attacked by a bad guy and killed by falling beams underneath the sewer. Also, attached as part of this pod is a little crystal, a prism, a piece of a meteorite. And I'm inspired by this. I'm stoked by the presence of a crystal in the movie, honestly. You know, like finally I have a grounding point to which to anchor my body, you know, to the album. Very happy about that.
Yeah. We've never mentioned it, but you're a big crystal guy.
I'm a huge crystal guy. I'm a golem of crystals. You encounter me in the street and Boss music starts playing, I'm pretty sure. What's up?
Have I ever told... I don't think I've told the story on the pod, but like years and years ago, I got invited to go work out with some guys that I like knew from high school. This is well after high school. And we went to the beach. We went to the playground at the beach, and we did some like pull-ups and stuff. And they were super buff, super ripped, and I could not do anything. But it was a good time. And then they drove me over to their house, and we just looked at their crystals for a bit. And then I went home.
Oh,
it was the most wholesome day.
It's an important part of working out. Just survey the crystals, ensure that your workout will be good, and you'll get the gains you require. Because if the crystals aren't in alignment, you can ruin your whole body. I think.
Heck yeah!
I've never been to the gym, but I assume that happens every time. There's just crystal arrays at every gym that everyone pays respects to. I don't know.
Yeah.
They
All those things about like, wow, you won't believe this actor got in shape for this role. All they did was put some crystals in line and they were ready.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It tells you what protein shake to drink as well. Like, prognosticates that for you. Anyway.
Famously, The Rock is named after crystals.
Oh, yeah.
Because crystals are rocks.
Yes. Crystals are rocks.
Crystals are rocks. And speaking of rocks, Pink Floyd rock.
Pink Floyd rock.
Where were we?
Okay, so we cut from this bizarre scene to main men, Mario and Luigi Mario. Yeah. By the way, this is real. I think that Mario is called Mario, like officially, and Luigi is called Luigi Mario, which is insane that someone at Nintendo thought that was the right call. But hey, I'd love that it's in this film and joked about. But anyway, they had two plumbers hanging out in Brooklyn, NYC, and they're waiting for work to roll in. They're real life people in the Earth world. They aren't in the Mushroom Kingdom yet. And Mario is much older than Luigi in this film, which is interesting. They're supposed to be brothers in the canon, but that's fine. They're more of like a father-son relationship for the movie, and I'm okay with that. I'm kind of on board with that.
It sounds like Mario just kind of took Luigi in at some point.
Yeah. It's like glossed over later in like a one sentence explanation, but hey, anyway, we'll get there. Luigi's watching TV. Mario doesn't believe in all the like weird sci-fi shit that Luigi's into, but that's all good. They go out to a job, but Crash Sound comes in on the run. There's a bad guy here, a contractor who's stealing their work. Gareth,
yeah,
it's the plight of the modern contractor here in Brooklyn. There's this Scapelli guy who appears to be like a rich developer. We see him in just a little bit. We cut to like a big construction site which has been halted because there's university researchers here who are doing archaeology. They're looking for dinosaur bones underneath this construction site, which would annoy me if I were a contractor. So I think it's kind of fair. But also, we're in Brooklyn. Like, how many dinosaurs are we going to be finding, guys? Anyway, there's a girl Daisy here who is also canon to Mario franchise.
She's the other princess, is that right?
She is the other princess, yes. I believe not related to Princess Peach, but anyway, Princess Daisy is like Peach's counterpart that Luigi does indeed fall in love with. So that I'm good with that. Happy about that.
Okay, cool.
So this guy, Scapelli, rocks up to the building site and is super creepy to Daisy here. He sucks. He's got like a big red face and basically talks about the news that's going around that women are going missing all over Brooklyn. Which is bad. And then he's like, well, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes because you could go missing, girl. It's like, oh no. It's a weird, horrible threat from this creep.
Especially because, spoiler alert, is he's not related to how they're going missing. So he's just using this as a chance to be a creep.
Yeah, basically. That's his like only crime through the whole movie, by the way. Well, I guess there's another crime, but it's like, I don't know. But yeah, he sucks just for this. This is enough for me to condemn him to his fate.
For sure.
But yeah, so she's going off to get some security to keep these goons away while they look at the dinosaur bones that they've found. Meanwhile, the true culprits of the kidnappings, Iggy and Spike, are here. And they're... How to describe them? First of all, Iggy... the person that plays Spike is in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He is...
Yes.
He's one of the car park guys. He's the car park guy, I think. Iggy is his cool friend who reminds me a lot of... I don't think it's the same actor, but he reminds me a lot of the guy who plays Wash in Firefly.
It's not the same actor.
Not the same actor, but they have really similar vibe. But yeah, they are these two bumbling fools who are out here trying to capture the right girl. They've been capturing girls, but it's been going badly and they've been getting in trouble. And they're like, we got to bring her back to Cooper. It's like, okay. So they're out here trying to hone in on Daisy, but they can't because of various pratfalls and stuff. Anyway, meanwhile, the Mario Bros have traveled back home, they're traveling back home when their van breaks down, and Mario goes to fix it, and Luigi goes to call their answering machine to see if they have any work. It took me a little while to figure out that this was what he was doing, because this is such an archaic thing to do. He grabs a payphone and calls his own answering machine to check his messages. It's like, man, we are in the 90s. Hell yeah. It's good stuff. Daisy rocks up to use the same payphone, and he's so taken with her that he lets her use the phone and even pays for the call. And then Daisy makes maybe one of the worst decisions in cinema history. We've just found out that people are being kidnapped all over town, and she accepts a ride back to the site with these two strange men, and they convince her by saying, hey, we have a van. Like, what?
I didn't even think of that. That is bonkers.
Yeah. So they and he can barely, Luigi can barely speak. He's not like a smooth talker or whatever, but he's in love with her, love at first sight style. Mario comes in and helps him out wingman style. But God, it's it's not good. She's not a strong decision maker. To be fair to her, there are there are people hiding in the cab nearby, quite obviously hiding behind newspapers. I believe these are Iggy and Spike.
Yeah.
who are trying to be incognito. But yeah, so reasonable that she thinks she's being watched by creepy guys. But she's like, okay, I'm going to choose these creepy guys because at least I can see their faces.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So she even, they go back to the site, and then she even accepts a date with Luigi. And then we cut straight to the date. They're out here. Mario, it's a double date because Mario's there as well with Daniela. And I wanted to turn the movie off. Who is Daniela? God, what? Where is Peach, Gareth? I'm so angry.
I felt for sure that Daniela was going to be like just a one-off love interest, and then he was going to meet someone called Peach. But no, he is committed to Daniela. Daniela is his full-time girlfriend.
So yeah, in this moment, I'm really angry that Daniela is in this movie and not Peach. But Daniela totally wins me over the course of the movie. She's a wonderful character.
Yeah.
She's great, and Mario should be with her. She really convinced me. So, yeah.
All they had to do was have a moment where he calls her a peach. Like, oh, you're such a peach. Thanks for that.
That would have been so easy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But they don't. Oh my god. Daisy talks about being an orphan and showing up on the doorstep of the convent and all that. And apparently Luigi's also an orphan that Mario took in. But they have like... Their relationship is so weird in that they're kind of father and son. But they refer... Like, I think maybe Mario prefers to be, like, referred to as Luigi's brother. Like...
Oh, do you reckon it's some sort of, like... When you meet someone's mom and you go, oh, is this your sister?
Yeah.
It's just kind of a bit insecure.
I think that's what's going on. Like, later on, there's a line where Luigi is holding Mario, like, above, like, open space that Mario would fall and die. And Mario says, I would high-five you, but then you'd be an only child? And it's like, what? It really confused me. I was like, so are they brothers? Are they not brothers? I don't know. He's taken him in under his wing anyway. He's an apprentice plumber to Mario. And at the end of the date, Luigi offers to walk Daisy home. Again, she met him today. It's complete strangers. Let me walk you home, girl. Mario's like, we can take the van back. I'll take it back with Daniela. It'll be fine. Spike and Iggy are outside watching this. They think that Daniela is now Daisy wearing a disguise because they're that stupid. And they're like, of course she'd be wearing a disguise. And they move in and capture Daniela, put a bag over her head of a great gig, which is like, oh my god, bleak stuff. But Luigi and Daisy bond over their mutual love of dinosaurs being really cool. And
who can blame them?
Far out, yeah. That's the coolest stuff. That's how I bonded with my first friends. We're both like big fans of dinosaurs, and then it's like, oh yeah, we're friends forever now. Yeah. Still friends with them. Still friends with them to this day. Yeah. But yeah, so they race off to check out the dig site at night. You know, an abandoned building, an abandoned location in the middle of the night.
With lots of shovels around.
With a man that I met today.
Yeah.
Who's driving me around in his van. Oh my god. And then she's like, let's go down into the sewers where I can show you the dinosaurs, the bones that we found. And really no one's around.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they go down there. And she's saying weird stuff that she feels more comfortable down there, which I still don't really get. I guess it's because she's like close to the other world, but I don't know. Anyway, they're looking at the dinosaur bones, and she's like, it's got like opposable thumbs. And she's like, it's almost like a monster trying to be a human. ... It's beautiful. And I'm like, what? That is not... What? Are we hearing the same sentence? Like,
I don't think she actually does study dinosaurs.
No, I guess like there's a beauty in like the story of Frankenstein, but like I don't know. I don't know if a monster trying to be a human is beautiful, Daisy.
Yeah.
But maybe it is to her. Anyway. As they're about to have a moment together, these Scapelli's goons in the background break the pipes and start flooding the site so that they can get back to work, basically. They're sabotaging the site right at the end. A great gig here. And they run. Luigi's like, I know exactly what to do in this situation. And they run all the way to Mario. Because, of course, Luigi can't do it on his own. He just sort of hands Mario things and Mario fixes things, which is, like, probably quite accurate. Except for in the video game Luigi's Mansion. But anyway.
I want to check something, because I think my subtitles might have been wrong. Does Mario put his belt on and say, strap your bone on?
Oh, I don't think so. I feel like you... So we haven't talked about this yet, but you had a copy of this that you found where the only information that was attached to it was just the word bone in all caps, which is very unusual. And now you're telling me that the bones have invaded the subtitles.
Oh, no.
Did you watch the bone cut of this movie?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It was extra bizarre because you and I had been texting, and we've both just bought matching skeleton sweaters.
It's true. We're the bones.
So we're already in the bone zone.
We were.
And then suddenly it keeps sneaking in.
Oh, man. This is some skeleton magic, some skeleton mischief taking place on the pod. Oh, my gosh. There's a distinct...
And I'm for it.
Yeah. There is a fair few bones in the movie, so I will allow it. But, like, I feel like the Super Mario Brothers movie shouldn't have the subtitle bone. It just doesn't seem
all
right.
All caps, bone. Yeah.
Doesn't seem right to me. I don't know.
No.
Anyway. So Mario...
It was like a bone, because I dig it.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
We're back there. Mario comes down to the site, fixes the pipes, and as they're doing that, Spike and Iggy show up and take this opportunity to capture our girl here and speed her off away. They like hit Mario and Luigi over the head with their tools, I think.
Yeah, exactly on beat.
Yeah, into that. That's a sync, baby. And yeah, they have some good lines before they do it as well that I want to point out. They're talking about Cooper and how he treats them, and he's like, he's gonna kill us. And then Iggy's like, he's not gonna kill us. He's not that nice.
Yeah.
Which is good stuff. Yeah, so the brothers chase after a voice, and then they see her face coming through this like cliff face with like really bad CGI. She looks like she's made of sand or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could be intentional. It looks weird though. As she pokes her head through, they grab the necklace, the little stone, the crystal off of her necklace, as her head comes through, and then they're like, well, we've got to save her, and Luigi jumps straight through the portal, and after some tribulation about it, Mario follows. And into this, as soon as we go into money, basically, we are falling through a nightmare fractal world. Basically, the rift from Pacific Rim we're in. It's a bad time.
Yeah.
It's mercifully short, this sequence, but I feel like there's a longer cut of just Mario falling through this horrible portal.
It did look awesome because like it's just Bob Hoskin in his like work outfit, you know, probably not trying super hard and just flipping around like someone's just learned Adobe After Effects. Made me very happy.
I do love that, yeah.
Yeah. Again, though, it was the trippiest moment happening to the least trippy song, which is money.
That's a damn shame. You're so right about that. But yeah, they end up on the other side, and they emerge out into the city streets of the Mushroom Kingdom. Now, this is the biggest discrepancy that this movie makes from the canon of Mario. The Mushroom Kingdom here is portrayed as like a Blade Runner style awful dystopian future of New York, covered in this horrible like fungus that looks like kind of silly string, or it looks like something that you could easily make in with like fake spider web or something because they needed to make a lot of it.
Yeah.
So this is wild. This is nothing like the Mushroom Kingdom I know and love, and it's such a departure. But it is it makes the Mushroom Kingdom a much more dangerous place. In Mario, it's always quite like whimsical and fun to be in the Mushroom Kingdom, even though like there are stakes at play. But
Yeah.
like it doesn't lend itself that well to a movie if everything's like pretty fun and colorful. I don't know. I guess they were going for like that teen audience much more than they were like little kids, which Mario often appeals to, you know?
I think quite famously, nobody knew what audience they were going for. Like, the actors kept saying, like, this should be more for kids, and then the directors kept trying to, like... There's a interview where I think Bob Hoskin talks about how they kept, like, wanting to add strippers into it.
Oh my god. Yeah. That's wild. Like... It's
no idea what was happening.
Such a confused movie and setting. But yeah, there is a new Super Mario Brothers movie coming out in 2022, and that's much more true to the style of Mario, and I believe it is for kids. So,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. I want them to. If they're going to do that, then they should make a game that's in this world.
Yeah, or they should.
I get to be a little Bob Hoskin.
Yeah, or they should concede and put one stripper in that movie.
yeah,
just one.
Democracy.
Yeah. It's only fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. So, despite this being not at all faithful, there is some like fun little touches in here. There's a bar called like Thwomp's Bar and Bullet Bills and stuff, which are all references to Mario that are lovingly put in there. But yeah, they're all like names of enemies and stuff, which is pretty fun. And yeah, so like they do know what they're talking about, but they're willingly making this instead. Anyway, Daisy's here. She's being like shoved into a cab and driven to the tower. All the cars in this, by the way, have like weird like tram lines going up to the ceiling because everything's on this like shared power grid, which is interesting. I don't really know why this is important or in the movie, but it's cool. And yeah, there's she's been taken away, and so the boys are just trapped here. They're looking around. There's like dinosaurs all over the place. We see a lady pushing a little egg in a pram, and basically, they're like, I get the feeling we're not in Brooklyn no more. It's like a direct call out to Alice in Wonderland. No, not Alice in Wonderland. What's the other one?
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, that's the one. And yeah.
That's so silly, though. They must have shot different versions of this line where then they go like, oh, is this Manhattan of the future or Manhattan now? And like, is this the Bronx now, sorry? Or is this, Manhattan had a crazy 2 weeks. And it's just like all variations on the same we're not in Brooklyn anymore joke, and they just use them all.
Yeah, they'd written 4 or 5 jokes, and they put them all in the script. It's like, these are all too good to miss, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want the audience to miss out on some of our best material.
And completely regional New York material.
Yeah, obviously. Oh my gosh. Yeah. From here, we cut to Cooper in his tower. He's talking about how he's real jealous of the humans' world and how his realm sucks. It's got no good resources. It's being choked by this horrible fungus. It's a bad time out here in the Mushroom Kingdom. And who should be here but it's Aunt Petunia from Harry Potter. Is just vibing.
Fiona Shaw.
Yeah. I'm stoked to see her here.
Same.
Yeah, I had no idea that she was in this movie, but I'm thrilled to bits that she is. And she's, like equal antagonist here. Cooper's right hand. She plays Lena in the movie. A character, again, that's like invented for this movie, as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
What did you think of King Cooper?
I like him. I think he's interesting in that he's like... we'll get more into the like evolution-y stuff in a little bit. But he's got like spiky hair, which is good enough, you know, and he's domineering and terrifying and set in his ways and wants to rule the world. And that's what Cooper should be. That's That's all he should be about, I feel like he was at least well cast,
Oh yeah, Dennis Hopper, right?
Yeah, if you want the right Bowser for the job, that makes sense. Did you know, by the way, that Nintendo is we used to be headed up. Nintendo of America used to headed up by a guy called Reggie Fils-Aimé, but he retired last year or maybe the year before, and now it's run by a guy called Doug Bowser.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He's not real. He's just been made up for...
No, he is real.
Nintendo.
He's a real guy. And he, leans into the bit as well. It's really good. He's, Nintendo's run by Bowser now. It's so funny. This is the dark era of Nintendo.
Yeah.
No more Mario
Mario's
games.
trying to defeat him.
Only Wario games from here on out. But yeah, he's doing this weird skincare regime on his hands. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe he's covering up his lizard claws or something.
Oh yeah.
It's unusual. Anyway, Spike and Iggy show up and they give their report that they're we nailed it, boss. We captured the princess, and they're stoked about that. They're trying to take claim to the victory. But they failed to get the meteorite piece. Cooper outlines the entire point of this right here. He's the meteorite piece that would let me reform the world, the dimensions, and go and take over the Earth. It's what? Why would you say it that way?
Yeah. We know. We've been talking about this for weeks.
Yeah, it's just the whole plot is laid out here before you. It's so weird. I don't know. But they failed in that, and then so they've been scolded, and they say the plumbers took it, and then they go to plumber alert, which I really like. That there's a specific plumber alert, and they put a bounty out on the plumbers. Again, I love that this is a 2,000 gold Cooper coin reward, which is fully accurate to Mario.
Okay.
Big old gold coins in Mario are a frequent thing, and so I love the reference to gold coins here. It's awesome.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the boys are out on the streets, and the bros are out here, and they get mugged by an old lady, and then the mugging turns into a drive-by mugging where another lady comes and steals the thing that the old lady stole, steals the crystal, and this is Big Bertha, who is wonderful. She's played by Francesca P. Roberts, who's this she's got this awesome bright red outfit with spiked shoulders. I love everything about Big Bertha. Big Bertha is a canon reference to Mario as well.
Okay,
it's one of the big fish though, which is weird.
Oh. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's accurate. I think they just looked at a list of Mario names of characters and they were like, yeah, that'll do. Put her in there. And or they just thought it was too funny not to include. And so she Big Bertha takes the meteorite and then gets away on her jump boots. And that's a sentence that I said. And it's accurate to the movie. And then this guy Toad rocks up, Toad in this movie is quite a departure as well. Toad in the franchise is a little mushroom-headed boy, who are the sort of the loyal subjects of the Mushroom Kingdom. There's lots and lots of Toads, but there's also Toad as a singular character, which is interesting.
Okay, so Toad is a Toad, but not a Toad.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
it's all in context. But in this movie, he's sort of like a rockabilly Elvis kind of dude, with a spiral pattern shaved into his hair. Don't know where they got this from, but they could have done little spots. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, they put in that much effort to then just get it completely off.
Yeah. Oh well, never mind. But he's here. He's nice. He tries to cheer them up with a depressing song that's full of exposition about how their world has no resources and everything's terrible. And then he's immediately arrested by police for singing unlicensed non-Cooper brand songs. which is great. And also the plumbers are arrested because they've got the reward on their heads. So they're all in the cop car together. Daisy's brought into the room with all the captured girls from the Bronx. It's like revealed that it was the Cooper guys all behind it in the first place. Yeah, we knew that already, but here they are. Yeah. They're okay. They aren't dead, so that's good. And yeah, so they're all captured, and they're looking for some princess. I don't know who it is. Anyway, the guys are taken to the police station. There's no brakes on the cars, on any of the cars. So the way the cars stop is by like little hooks on the back catching like elastic cord and slowing them down, which is it's another really interesting touch. Like I feel like someone wanted to make like a completely different movie and they've just been forced to make this one.
I think you've completely hit the nail on the head. I'm pretty sure they even built most of the sets and then they were just like, wait, what? You want me to make a Mario movie?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess I can rewrite this.
Can it have strippers? No?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can at least have elastic cars?
Yeah. And they're like, okay, elastic cars, yes, strippers, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they kept filming stripper scenes anyway to be like, but what if maybe?
These are just for me, the director. This movie had 2 directors, by the way, and they...
Yeah, husband and wife duo.
Yeah, and they were the people that invented Max Headroom, which is potentially why this movie's so weird. But yeah, that's interesting. A little factoid for you. But yeah, they go through the prison system. There's the funny bit with their name. They make fun of the Mario thing. And yeah, they get disinfected from the fungus, which is choking the city, as you do, and cleaned up by the appearance of some Shy Guys. Gareth, do you know about Shy Guys?
I vaguely do. They're the ones that, if you look straight at them, they'll stop hunting you down?
No, those are boos. Those are the ghosts.
Oh, okay.
Shy Guys are little, like, propeller-headed dudes, and they're more minions of Koopa or Bowser. Yeah, they like wear masks and they kind of look like little ghosts. So I'm not gonna be upset for you about that. So yeah, they're like I'm glad to see their appearance here in the movie. Anyway, I'm a big Shy Guy fan. Always my character in Super Mario Kart. So there you go.
Aww.
Yeah. Yeah, they get their mugshots taken here, where they like get like the sniper trace on their foreheads, but it's just the cameras wanting to take a photo of them, and so in the mugshots they both look absolutely terrified, which I think is like genuinely a really good joke. I really like this.
Yeah,
and the fact that these pictures keep coming back later is another good joke. I'm really happy with this. This is probably the most successful gag in the whole film.
Whoa. I don't know if I pointed it out yet. I laughed pretty hard at a lot of jokes in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some
I
pretty
thoroughly
good
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of like all the like the Brooklyn references that we made fun of earlier. They're actually not that bad. Like that.
No, yeah, for sure.
Even though there were like 4 jokes in a row, they were pretty good. So
yeah,
you know,
I would have done the same thing and kept them all.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
I do reckon this movie, there's got to be people our age where this is their Super Marios and they're furious at the regular version.
Yeah, maybe. Oh,
yeah.
That would suck because this is getting no fan service. Mario gets like a new game every year.
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
there was a webcomic sequel to this.
What?
Yeah, made by fans.
Wow.
But they consulted some of the original screenwriters.
Man, was it like dark and gritty and like followed up on the ending of this film?
Yeah, I only read like maybe the first 5 pages, but it was just directly continuing on, and apparently it had more actual references to the games hidden in, but
that's pretty cool.
Then I kind of realized, like, what am I doing? And I went and watched The Page Master.
Nice. Maybe I'll check that out after the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're locked away in the prison, and the prison itself is like battery hen style. They're all stacked up in little cages, which is pretty messed up. Classic Cooper. And Yeah, Toad's like up above them, just playing his harmonica, which he's managed to smuggle in, and he delivers more exposition. He's like, "Yeah, you're in another dimension right now, boys," and the boys go out and see Cooper, who pretends to be their legal representation, like a lawyer for them, in order to try and figure out where this crystal is, what they've done with it, and it's revealed that someone stole it. And Cooper reveals himself. He's like, you bastards, you are terrible. Take them to the evolution chamber, or the de-evolution chamber. I can't remember what she says. But he also takes Toad here. And it's demonstrated on Toad what this does. Toad is morphed into a Goomba soldier. Now, Goombas, Gareth, are the baseline enemies of Mario. In the games, they are mushrooms, effectively, with little, like, pointy teeth and little...
Oh, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I know
They just walk left to right and until they bump into something, and that's all they do. That's the life of a Goomba. They're simple little boys. However, in this movie, they are huge reptilian soldiers with tiny little heads. Don't know what's going on there. Goombas in the video games, definitely not soldiers. They appear to be, definitely not reptiles, rather. They're just sort of like little evil mushroom guys. At least I think so.
There's the turtles that are your enemies as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. They could have, annoyingly, they're called Koopas. And that they're like, King, like, Bowser, or Koopa, is King Koopa. That's his differentiation, from the rest of the Koopas. But he's the same species. He's a big turtle guy, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goombas, for some reason, are reptiles in this movie, but it's very strange.
I do really like them, though. They've got these huge bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Tiny, tiny heads. Happy little faces. And really interestingly, when they were de-evolved, they obviously go back to being lizards. Their clothes turn into big maroon trench coats.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. They've got a great look, though, I agree. The big head thing, they kind of remind me of, like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of style stuff. But yeah, they look great, but they're certainly not the Goombas I know and love, so...
No.
Anyway, the whole concept of de-evolution and evolution in this movie is out of its mind, and Cooper explains it here, where he evolved from a T-Rex, is what he says, and he's going to de-evolve the boys into monkeys, is what he says. I think he actually doesn't really know what they'll turn into, because they're from a different dimension at this point, but anyway... we get brain damage while he's explaining this, and the line "the lunatic is on the grass" is over his explanation, so that's good enough for me.
For sure.
So they, a little bit too late, just start beating up the guardsmen, and they strap Cooper into the chair, and quite easily, like, apprehended.
So easily.
And they put him into the machine to be de-evolved, but only for a little bit. He, like, pops right out again for whatever reason. It's kind of wild. Maybe he gets, like, de-evolved a little bit. Like, maybe he turns more into a lizard in this moment.
But the film does nothing with that. Like,
definitely weird.
If he was slowly becoming more lizardy, that would be cool. His face does pulsate at one point, but that's about it. And they could have just made him have a cool face that pulsates. Like, we would have been fine with that.
The old pulsate face could have done. I don't know. Not notorious of the T-Rex to be doing that, but that's fair enough.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's almost like this, because this had a lot of screenwriters. It's like someone was writing along, got up to the part where they pushed him into the de-evolution, and then someone else took over and just didn't see that page, and was just like, and then he chases them. And then later when they filmed it, they were like, well, okay, he goes in the de-evolution, and then nothing happens.
That's it. He just rejects Cooper because it knows there's master or something. I don't know. Weird.
Ah, there you go.
I like good enough for me. Anyway,
I mean, it doesn't hold up later in the film, but
no,
it holds up for now.
Super doesn't. So they make their escape. They zip line right out of prison. This whole bit actually reminds me a lot of Fast and Furious 8, because we get a prison escape followed by a car chase, which is very good. There are Goombas with guns chasing them down, and they steal a police car, and we get the car chase over Eclipse and the silence between albums. Classic.
There's a big car rev right on that big chord that kicks off Eclipse though, and I was happy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Luigi says that he can hotwire a car because he plays so many video games. That's why he like understands this weird tech of this other dimension. Video games has prepared him for this, so that's great. There's like a big chase sequence, and I forgot to mention this, but the fungus at this point tries to offer them a bob-omb, which is another thing from Mario, but they don't take it at this point. It has to be offered again later in the movie, so this fungus is putting in overtime. So they steal a police car. The police cars have like cool little like bulldozer plows on the front of them, which is very cool. In fact, the whole look of the car is really awesome. I really want to see if this car exists out there somewhere, and you could like go see it, because it's like the modifications to it are pretty sweet.
Yeah, I did see you can buy props from this film in like auctions. Like you can buy a Goomba head, so maybe it'll show up.
Wow. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
that'd be great. I want to know. I'll be at the auction, like throwing on my little paddle and being like, yes, I will buy this for $25.
Yeah, and nothing less.
Yeah. So we get like a fun car chase where like a car gets balanced on top of another car. All kinds of like stunts that feel very Fast and Furious-y. It's good stuff.
Weirdly, I don't think that's happened in Fast and Furious yet, and I really want to see it. A car on top of a car.
Yeah, come on, guys, step it up. It's good, and they're like shooting out of the top and the bottom. It would be great.
Yeah.
Just you could learn a thing or two from Super Mario Brothers movie. All right, family. Gosh.
Yeah. Definitely get John Leguizamo in the family. Like he's perfect for these movies.
Oh, he would be. If he isn't, he should be. If he isn't already, like get him in there. It'd be great. As like an advisor or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like a CIA guy, and he's like, "Oh, I don't like you, family," and then he comes around and gets to do a cool car stunt.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Get him in there. We go into playthrough 2, and the boys fly out of a tunnel and into the desert, where their car is saved by the fungus. It gets wrapped up in fungus and then like sort of bungee cords back. We cut back to Cooper, who's having a like mud bath because he's a big dinosaur boy, I guess. But Iggy and Spike report back about how they've failed, and he's like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you like chasing after them, you idiots?" And he's like, "All right, I'll deal with you in a little bit." And then he delivers a really weird line where he says, "You know what I love about mud? Mud is clean and dirty at the same time." It's like, what? Why is this in the film? They're
trying to sell some mud on the side.
I guess so.
Official licensed mud.
It's super strange. But Lena goes to check on the abandoned girls and tries to find Princess Daisy. And when she does, she says, "You have your mother's eyes," which is a direct quote from Harry Potter. Garrett. What on earth is happening? Why? Unreal. So we get race towards an early grave at the end of Breathe, as Daisy just follows Lena out the door, like completely trusting her, I guess, following wherever she's going. I guess she like talked about Daisy's father or something in this instance, but whatever. So she's like inclined to find out more. So meanwhile, Spike and Iggy are getting evolved forward with the machine, because it goes both ways, this magical power, and they turn into like erudite gentlemen with huge vocabularies. I love them in this form. That
same.
I liked them when they were dumb as rocks, and now I love them because they just have such funny lines throughout the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, they're they're smart, but they're like dumb in a different way now.
Yeah.
Which is
it's
brilliant.
I think it's an episode of Friends, right, where he reads the thesaurus and he just uses a different word for everything.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. I think it's the word of the day calendar that, or like word of the day toilet paper. Sorry, that Joey gets. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he just starts using these really weird words, but like only a couple. Oh, it is exactly that.
Yeah, there's also a Simpsons episode with it as well.
Amazing.
Hey, do you guys like jokes where people are dumb but also verbose? Check out these 3 pieces of media.
And or the Sync Floyd podcast. Oh, man. Yeah. Moving on from that self-own, we've got Lena is dressing up Daisy in this like weird purple dress and like doing her hair up. Weirdly, this makes her look a lot more like Princess Peach.
Yeah.
Like I think potentially they thought that Princess Daisy was Princess Peach and modeled her costume off of that.
Almost definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. But anyway, she's here, and then she gets taken to Cooper, who has this really weirdly sexually charged scene with her.
Yeah, I did not like it.
It's no good. He's like into her in a weird way. It's like straight out of Kroll, this bit with the like big when the beast is hitting on the girl in Kroll that I can't remember the name of. Lisa. That's right.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like the same exact energy, except also Yoshi's here, and Yoshi's a little like dog-sized raptor dinosaur, who looks pretty good, honestly. Like a little animatronic boy. I'm here for it. He doesn't have like a little red like hump on his back or anything, or shoes, so he's not the true Yoshi. But that's okay. He does do his Yoshi thing later on, so I'm okay with it. And I'm glad to see him. He's closer than Goombas are, so...
Yeah.
What happened?
Because I wouldn't have put this movie past making Yoshi just a cat. Like, the pet.
Everyone knows Yoshi. He's Mario's best friend that is also his brother. Come on, guys.
Yoshi.
We've got so we cut back to the boys, and they're like wandering through the desert over the crash sound of On the Run, and we get the Cooper cousins are like hunting for them out in the desert. They're driving around like a Robot Wars robot, trying to get them, and they just immediately crash and fail. So they're still not that smart. And they're pretty easily captured by the brothers Mario, and tied up. And then there's like a negotiation that takes place between Luigi and these Koopa boys, which is just them yelling the same thing at each other. I think 4 times, in various different ways, and calling each other different names, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they decide to help each other because if they give the Cooper boys the meteorite, then they won't get in trouble with the boss because they've already found the girl. So if they find the girl, they'll trade her for the rock. It makes sense. Yeah. Easy. So they work together. That makes logical sense, is what they say. And then they figure out who took the rock. It was Big Bertha. And I just love the line from Iggy here, who asks, he's like, was she corpulent? Very corpulent? It's good stuff. And of course, the only corpulent woman that they know is Big Bertha.
Of course.
Big Bertha, owner of the Boom Boom Bar, Gareth. Yeah, so shout outs to that. Boom Boom, also another Mario character.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weirdly related to the Cooper cousins in a way, but I won't go into it.
Okay.
Yeah, we have like a zoom on the tower, a long zoom onto the tower where we see Daisy locked away with Yoshi. And this, again, reminds me of Krull. Like, just this, like, long zoom on the tower. It's like straight, I just want to see the, like, weird skull imagery of the beast's lair. Also, the tower itself, pretty close to the games. It's got, like... whenever you go into like Bowser's Castle, there's all these like black diamonds everywhere that make up the like walls and floor and stuff. So that's pretty accurate. Everything's got a like spiked edge to it in a very similar way. So that's cool. I like that part of the production design a lot.
Yeah.
Rest of the city, less so. But you know. Yeah. So so she's just hanging out with Yoshi and waiting around, and meanwhile the plumbers steal a dump truck to get into the city. They beat up a few shy guys and steal their outfits, and they like have to find Bertha, who is in this 80s ass club.
Oh yeah.
Loved the club scene. Club scenes in any film are all good. They put on these like weird like the sexy outfits from that one Community episode where Pierce and Troy have to dress up and dance.
That is a solid reference.
Yeah, they're wearing
That's
like
so accurate.
that exact outfit. And this is they go to the club and hang out. This is where we get most of the music in this movie. By the way, the soundtrack that we're missing out on for this movie is insane. It is so... It's, like, bad and good. But, like, I can't believe the names that they got on this. We've got Roxette, right? Great band.
Yeah.
We've got Divinals doing Love is the Drug, which is what that's what's playing when we enter the club scene. We've got a cover of Walk the Dinosaur, what by Was Not Was, by funk legend George Clinton.
Who also did the score for Goldmember.
I sure did. What on earth?
I know, right?
We've got Marky Mark make an appearance.
No way.
Yes. We've got Megadeth on here. We've got Queen on here. What is happening in the Super Mario Brothers film soundtrack, Gareth? I want to sync this with something because it's out of this world.
Don't put it past us.
It is the soundtrack from another dimension, to be fair.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That it just makes sense. Like, oh my god. So I'm exhausted after talking about that. The Cooper kids go and hang out at the bar, and they're just like talking about like disestablishing Cooper's reign now that they're smarter boys. They're like, down with the proletariat and all this stuff. They're great.
Very interestingly, there was a full deleted scene here where they started rhyming their smart words and then do a rap about bringing down Cooper.
Why would you cut
the chorus
that?
of which was, Cooper, he's a real party pooper.
Unreal. Why would you cut what is maybe the best song in the whole film? Holy shit, I'm looking that up.
So, the fans reckon... There was a whole video about it where they showed that scene.
Yeah.
And then it was like turned into a video essay about why it cut it. The fans reckon it was due to its political nature.
Oh.
But it's more likely the fact that the guy who played Spike wrote it in between scenes.
Whoa!
And asked if he could perform it. And they clearly just politely were like, yeah, okay,
Sure.
go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's so great. That's such a wild fact. I love it. Oh, my God. The best. Another crazy fact, like the production of this was like fraught with all kinds of issues. Apparently, the two main stars, Mario and Luigi, were just getting drunk between like all of their takes, which is just hysterical. Like, it doesn't really translate to the film. I can't really tell that they're like off their face for this whole film.
Yeah.
So credit to them that they could hold their liquor, I guess. But my God, unreal.
Yeah, and Bob Hoskin also didn't know that Mario was a video game when he took on the role.
He just read the script and he's like, what character am I playing? A guy called Mario Mario? All right. That sounds pretty Italian. Amazing. Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, the strategy here with Big Bertha and getting back the old stone is to just, for Mario to like woo her through dance, which is always a good move. Love that. He just gets on the floor and grooves with her. It's like, again, very sexual. But yeah, and we're just watching them like slow dance over Great Gig in the Sky, which is bizarre. But yeah, basically he eventually steers the dance in such a way that he can steal this necklace. But he also, through dance, ends up like endearing Bertha to him. They become like friends through this dance. It's great. So she's like on side now. Lena and some goons show up to try and capture them, and she manages to get hold of this necklace somehow through them like throwing it around like a football, I think, for some reason.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So she gets it, and they have to escape. And they get ushered into a back room by Bertha, who delivers the line, "Use the stompers, put in a cartridge and click your heels together," which is fantastic. I think that's her only line in the whole film.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's so good.
It's all needed.
Yeah, what that's queen shit right there. I love it. And yeah, so they put on these like jump boots and put a little thing in it, and then they launch through the ceiling and into another dump truck, which makes me feel like this scene was added much later because it starts and ends with them in a dump truck.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is very good. So I'm not mad about it. Yeah, this is also when Luigi grabs the bob-omb for later and stashes it away in his little tool pouch. Meanwhile, we get a little bit of exposition from King Koopa, who's talking to the fungus about... It's revealed like immediately that the fungus is the previous king of this kingdom that's been turned into... devolved by Koopa and turned into fungus. Hence Mushroom Kingdom, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad that they explained it because the Mario games never do. So that's a weird thing. It's a kingdom full of mushrooms, so like I think that's kind of fine. But
yeah, for sure.
Explanation enough. But yeah, the movie takes it upon itself to be like, no, we're gonna sort this out. Yeah. He then, after this, orders a pizza in like a throwaway scene that I want to mention because it's so bizarre that it's in the film. It's like set up for a joke later where he can be like, "Where's my pizza?" And that's kind of it. It's like, all right, it's weird. Important for Sinks, I guess. Yeah.
Every padding scene is just for us to find the Sinks.
Us at Sink Floyd, you know. Yeah, so the boys arrive at the tower and they turn off the heating system and try and freeze everyone inside, which is pretty smart because all these guys are like reptilians, right? So presumably they're cold-blooded. I like that logic. But whatever, it doesn't really subdue anyone. It just causes issues that the Goombas are going to have to look at, these pipes.
Yeah. Really, it's just the mammals that have trouble with it.
Yeah, basically. And then they... go into the building proper and they put on some workman's clothes as part of this. So their classic outfits of overalls in their colors. Yes. They finally represent their video game counterparts, and I'm happy about that. But the hero pose of them is shown as they're going into an elevator and the door closes like a little bit too quickly on them. You know, it's like you barely really see them in all their glory.
Yeah.
It's like that's enough of that. This elevator is closing. Realism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're in this giant elevator that slowly gets filled with Goomba guards who roll on in. And they trick the the Goombas into letting them escape by like guiding them into dance. They get them to like dance to the elevator music that's playing. And yeah, it's very good. They as we see over the course of the couple of scenes, they're like just dancing with each other until they're told off, which is pretty good. It allows them to escape.
And they're just told off by another Goomba who's just like, "Argh."
Yeah, that Goomba hates elevator music. He hates music.
Yeah.
It's his one emotion. There's a scene with Lena accusing Cooper of only caring about the princess and doesn't actually care about her or whatever. I really don't like her motivations are just like jealousy for Daisy. Cooper is like clearly infatuated with her because he's like a creepy guy. Much like Castelli in the real world is. But like it's bad for Lena's character that's the case, but whatever. She doesn't hand over the meteorite here because she's like, oh, you just love her, whatever. I'll do it myself. She goes and wants to kill Daisy in her little chambers, and but is saved by little Yoshi who whips out his long tongue, much like Yoshi is wont to do. It's really upsetting seeing it in the movie. It's a thing you take for granted in a video game. It's like, oh yeah, Yoshi's got this long tongue that he uses to grab berries or whatever. But seeing a like semi-photorealistic dinosaur whip out this weird frog tongue is no good. She like stabs poor Yoshi in the neck with like a little blade or whatever that she's got. This is cruelty to Yoshi. Cruelty to Yoshi's, Gareth, that I will not stand for. Yoshi's a little friend, boy, and should be treated with respect. Always saved.
It's also worth noting, this is like, in any classic script, this would be her comeuppance. She's eaten by the cute dinosaur, she's gone. She keeps coming back, and she has like 3 more what would be classic secondary villain deaths.
Yeah.
Before her actual one. It's like, again, it's like the Brooklyn jokes.
Yeah, it just keeps coming back. Unreal. Oh well. So she's being escorted away by her, and then and some more Goombas, and then she runs into the Koopa cousins who are also being escorted around by Goombas, and she runs into she's being taken by Toad, right? The Toad Goomba. Through like a altercation with those 2 parties meeting, they all manage to escape, and Toad gets set on fire. To which she puts out Toad very nicely, because Toad's a little simple boy who just kind of wants to help, and that's okay. Goomba is. They for some reason every time Cooper refers like to this Goomba specifically, he's like Goomba, which is very fun. This is where we get Mario and Luigi leaping off the building and then holding hands with each other and like dangling above open space. With the weird line about you'd be an only child, which I don't really I don't get. It confuses things. And then the Koopa kids escort Daisy to the chamber with her father, and then make their escape. They're like, I'm getting out of here. So she's just hanging out with this fungus, and then Yoshi comes in and is dying and shows her like to this little computer where she talks to the Mario brothers. It's just like needlessly complicated, all this stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's just like moving characters around different places. Anyway, it ends up with them all, with the Mario brothers together in the room with Daisy and the fungus, and they're all having a chat, and she's like, this is my father, isn't it weird? And then they're like, this fungus has been helping us the whole time, which is again strange. And then Daisy reveals that the girls have been captured, because up until now Mario and Luigi have been operating on just saving Daisy, but now they need to save all the captured girls as well, which is all good.
Yeah.
I really, really love Mario's line here where he's reminded of Daniela, and he's like, "Oh, Daniela, I promised to take her to WrestleMania." It's like, that's what he's concerned about in this moment.
Heck yeah.
I love it so much. I'm instantly endeared to their relationship.
Yeah.
Just want to go to WrestleMania? See the wrestling? Hell yes.
For sure, she's the one who has the tickets, and that's part of it.
100%. But yeah, he's got to go save her so that they can go and see the squared circle. And yeah, so he goes off into the vents or whatever to try and track them down. Meanwhile, they get the Luigi and Daisy get instantly recaptured by Cooper, who's ready to go. He's ready to invade Earth because he's figured out that Lena has the rock, quote unquote, and is going to merge the worlds. So he's preparing his army, his forces. And then we get to the Mario goes and rescues the girls, but is attacked by the Goomba guards, and they have to escape through an ice slide, which is another thing from a Mario game. So I'm happy about that.
Oh, perfect.
Like Mario 64, there's several like slides that you have to do. They're really hard to control, but they're a lot of fun. So
had Mario 64 come out at this point though? Isn't that a 90s one?
Had it? I'm pretty sure it had. It must have. 93? Let's look.
Sound of two dudes Googling. 96.
Oh no, man, this invented the slide? Yo.
Yeah.
There you go. Well done.
Wow.
Well done, Super Mario Brothers movie. Shigeru Miyamoto watched this movie and he was furious. He hated the whole thing, but then he was like, slides though. That gives me a great idea. Oh, amazing. And like jumping into a portal also is from this.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Oh man. He took some stuff.
I wonder if they were
this.
making it at the same time.
Maybe
they got leaked a bit of news.
Yeah. If it turns out that like John Leguizamo played the first version of Super Mario 64 somehow, that would blow my mind.
Yeah, that would feel like such a blessing.
It would be. It would be a beautiful happenstance. But yeah, they go. So they do this fun ice slide sequence where there's like these Goombas are getting messed up by all these different things. They're just like chasing it, but they're too stupid to avoid all the stuff that they lay out.
Yeah.
And the slide ends with them meeting up exactly where Cooper and his goons are. And he knocks them out into a window. Whatever. Everyone's reunited very briefly. And then, Cooper like aims a gun at them, his de-evolving gun. And he's ready to go, ready to take them out. But they like subdue him with the like jump boots, I guess is what happens. I can't really remember.
Yeah, they put a little one of those bullet bills.
Yeah,
I believe into a boot. Shoot the boot off. He goes flying.
Yeah,
and then I think also Fiona Shaw falls and gets electrocuted, and you're like, oh, now she's dead, and then she's fine again.
No, she's fine. She just has crazy hair now after getting like horrifically electrocuted. Falls onto like the power grid of the city and doesn't die.
And again, her hair going crazy like a cartoon character is not a reference to anything in the game.
No, it's not important. It's just
interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, so she runs away because she's got the stone again somehow and falls out of Cooper's hand, and that's right. She jumps to grab it. That's why she electrocutes herself. But anyway, she gets away.
She gets golemed.
And she does get golemed, big time. And then so she's going off to merge the dimensions and prove herself. And so Luigi goes to stop that. Luigi and Daisy go, and Mario is going to distract Cooper and fight him, and so they weirdly trade belts before this. Luigi is given Mario's belt with all his plumbing tools in it, and Luigi hands his belt over, which has a mushroom in it and a bob-omb in it, which is Classic Luigi. Love it. So yeah, it's lucky they do this though. It's just like for literally no reason they trade belts, but it's important for later. But yeah, so the Mario's like distracting Koopa, and meanwhile Lena's down in the meteorite room merging her little shard with the full meteorite, and as she does it, it like explodes out and kills her. It fossilizes her to the wall immediately. So she's a skeleton in the wall with crazy hair. And to which Luigi says, he says, she made quite an impression. And it's like, oh, oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Also, Daisy says something about like, that's what Koopa meant. Only I can withstand the Force, is what she says. And I don't think Koopa said that. I'm pretty sure that was cut from the film. So,
oh yeah,
it's weird that she knows that. Maybe that was in their like little conversation or something.
Yeah, things can happen off screen.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I do love, by the way, when they enter the scene before Lena like fries herself, she's like clearly been delivering exposition because it like cuts to her and she's like, and then they're gonna merge the dimensions, and it's like she's been telling everyone there the whole story, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Lena has indeed succeeded, and the dimensions merge, and Koopa and Mario face off and like melt away. Seeing Mario like pixelate and disappear is very upsetting. And yeah, they enter the Earth dimension. Their dimensions merge, but it's just sort of these guys. Because meanwhile, the Luigi and Daisy are unscrewing the little shard from the meteorite with Mario's tools. So they're there in the real world, in the Earth world, for a little bit, long enough for Scapelli to get devolved into a chimpanzee in a little suit.
And for Dennis Hopper to then yell, "Monkey, monkey," as it happens.
Yeah, and he yells that, and then the whole crowd laughs about this, which, as if they haven't seen something truly horrifying just happen. A man turn into a monkey before their eyes. I guess they think it's some kind of like weird performance art that's taking place. But anyway, as part of the like protests of this building construction. Oh my god, I forgot to mention. Koopa's tower starts materializing over the Twin Towers.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's not good, guys.
No.
Don't know about that one. Oh god. But anyway, I guess New York landmarks. That's fine.
Yeah, they had no idea.
They didn't know it would happen. That's okay.
Yeah. I will say I was really excited by this plot point where they could start shooting things missing and de-evolving them, and I wanted, like, maybe they keep jumping between dimensions, and because of that they keep missing each other, and like devolve a tree, devolve something else, and it doesn't happen.
No.
They just get good at aiming.
Yeah, basically, it's just that it's like the stormtrooper disease has hit. Has hit poor Koopa here. He can't aim for shit. He hits Mario blocks one of his shots with a tiny little mushroom, which devolves into a huge mushroom. Because mushrooms used to be big, remember?
Yeah.
Back in the past, they were big mushrooms. Same ones as they had up on the moon, if you remember. Yeah. But yeah, before they left, I forgot to mention this, but Mario put down a little bob-omb, and while the dimensions have merged, this bob-omb is still making its little pilgrimage, walking along the ground with little, like, electric legs that it's going along.
Yeah. Electric legs that are exactly in beat to On the Run by Pink Floyd.
Hell yeah. That little bob-omb is on the run. But anyway, that's it, basically, for the real world. They get sucked back. The dimensions are separated. And Luigi gets given some replacement jump boots by Big Bertha, who shows up. They get given guns by Toad, who shows up. They're armed to the teeth by all the friends that they've met. And yeah. They face off against Cooper Ghostbusters style and shoot their devolver guns at him and turn him into a quote T-Rex. There's a very unconvincing T-Rex puppet. Doesn't look anything like a dinosaur. I'm pretty sure this is the worst part of the production design because they don't show it at all. I guess on Jaws principle, the less they show of it, the more scary it'll be.
Yeah, but Jaws, they start showing it by the end.
Yeah.
This one, they're like, ooh, whoops, we woofed it.
Yeah, this is not a good looking T-Rex. But
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, they shoot it turns into a T-Rex, and they're like, oh no, let's shoot it again. And then they turn it, there's kind of a cool, this may be the best CGI in the film, other than the nightmare dimension. Yeah, the T-Rex morphs and slowly devolves into a little lizard and then turns into prehistoric slime, I think is the end result. And just pours out over the ground. And everyone's like, yay! Our leader is dead. Yes. And there's dancing in the streets. His posters are painted over immediately. And yeah, they... Luigi and Mario jump away on the jump boots and they're waving to the crowd. All the Goombas are dancing. Inexplicably, also, the Mushroom King transforms back from his mushroomy fungus self into the king and delivers his only lines, which is, I'm back. I love those plumbers. And that's it.
And he's played by Lance Hendrickson from Near Dark and Aliens.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So good. He's I'll deliver one line as the Mushroom King. Hell yeah. So good. But it's not explained why that happens, but it's just good vibes, I guess. So anyway, he's restored. But yeah, it's time for the Mario Bros to go back home, but Daisy has to stay because she's from this world. And also she wants to get to know her father and sort out all these Goombas and all this stuff and how fucked up the planet is. So she's got stuff to do. And Mario's comes over and explains that to Luigi, basically, exactly like I just did. And then, they have a kiss and go their separate ways. She holds out the little crystal, and it prismatically shoots a beam at the wall, and that opens the portal to Earth's realm. Love this. This is Dark Side of the Moon all over it, Garrett. Prismatic light. What are we doing?
Heck yeah.
So there's one
and it
shot
takes you
here.
to a new world?
Yeah, right? There's one shot here that I feel should be the promotional art for this episode. If it's not, I'm going to be a little disappointed. But there's a shot of Yoshi and Princess Daisy and the Goomba Toad all standing around it's sort of Star Wars-y shot where she's shooting this beam at the wall. And it's what on earth is this shot? I love it so much. It's the most insane fantasy shit.
I love it.
But yeah, so that's it. We get 3 weeks later, a little title card thingy appearing on screen, and Mario and Daniela are hanging out and cooking dinner. They're fully in love now, presumably post WrestleMania here.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, they appear on TV. There's a news story about the crazy thing that happens where a man turned into a chimpanzee, and there was a Goomba on TV, And they're the news reporter explains that they saved both dimensions and brought the missing girls back to Brooklyn. I feel like we should call them the Super Mario Brothers. Which is yeah.
It's also just before it shows that, the bringing it in back to the show, whatever that dialogue is. Is, are these the sounds of music that comes to us across the vastness of space?
Yes.
Which, again, perfect Pink Floyd review.
Absolutely, yeah. This is taking place right after the, crystal dimension warping. Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
Perfect. They're talking about it in the Earth realm, Garrett.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so are we. So as the final part of the movie, Daisy reappears on the scene saying that she needs their help. She's very like Terminator 2 here, actually.
Oh,
yeah,
Very
she's like
cool.
armed to the teeth and like battle worn, and she's like, "I need your help. You're never gonna believe this." And then she never explains what this is, presumably leaving it open for a sequel that never happened. And yeah, there's like a freeze frame on her, and we go to credits. But this movie has a post-credit scene.
You bet it does.
What? Why is this suddenly? Oh, it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there with the greats. And yeah, we get a post-credit scene where two Japanese businessmen are pitching a video game about a dynamic duo. But it's not the dynamic duo you think. It turns out to be the Cooper kids, the Cooper cousins. And they're pitching titles, and yeah, they go with the Super Cooper cousins. And weirdly, bizarrely, this is perfectly in sync with the absolute end of Great Gig.
Yeah.
So that's weird. The movie ends right at the end of that song. What did you think? How did it sing, Gareth?
Oh my gosh. It also, just before, when Daisy doesn't get to explain what she's doing, what the actual plan is, Pink Floyd do say, thought I had something more to say.
Yeah, apparently
which
not.
sums up that abrupt ending.
Definitely. That's right on there.
I will say, there was a lot of cool things that happened perfectly on beat.
Yeah.
Two people who were never on beat were John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins.
Yes.
Proving that you can't get drunk on your job and do a good Pink Floyd.
No,
you know?
that makes sense.
Pink Floyd won't stand for it.
Yeah, sobriety is a big part of syncing with Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Commonly not the case here on the show, but I too am drinking between takes a lot of the time.
And I'm drinking this weird prebiotic soda between takes. But how did it sink?
Yeah. I feel like
I'm willing to...
remember that we're rating ourselves as well here.
Yeah, I know.
I think it was all right. It wasn't the best, but it was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
There was some weird stuff. Some like startling imagery that reminded me quite a lot of Pink Floyd, and also like there were syncs in there, so I can't give it like a low score. Yeah. I'm keen to go like even 5 on it. Like,
yeah, I was feeling a 5. That's good.
I think that's right. Sweet.
Yeah.
There we go. Mark it and us on the graph. Us and them.
Yeah. Hey.
Are up there.
I think it's only right that we come in at a 5 as well.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Cool.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing next week, Gareth?
Well, look, we're in a special time now. Movies are coming out again. Movies are exciting. We love movies. A big thing about loving movies is being ready for movies.
True.
And the best way to do that is by just checking out a few trailers, I reckon.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a very special episode where we watch a few trailers that we've been dorking out to and sync them with Pink Floyd's hit single, Wish You Were Here.
Ooh.
In a segment I'm calling either Wish You Were Near or Psyched Floyd.
Whoa.
Psyched.
Whoa. I'm big on Psyched Floyd. I don't think that tracks as well, but I do like it more. So,
all right.
Yeah, well, I guess you'll see in your podcatcher next week, listeners, what happened. But yeah, that sounds great. We'll be taking a little mini episode next week.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I think we've got some pretty chaotic stuff planned. So
that's
look
right.
out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a weird July for you guys.
Out of the frying pan into the fire, much so.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot. Cool.
Well, gosh, this has been Sync Floyd.
Yep.
You can check us out on all your favorite podcast applications.
Yep.
As well as Twitter at Sync Floyd Pod, Letterboxd at Sync Floyd, Facebook, YouTube, Gmail, syncfloydpod@gmail.com.
It works. Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, I've been Gareth Blackler, and if they make another one of these movies, can I please play Waluigi?
Oh, you would be perfect as a Waluigi. I love it.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my god. I would love to be the Wario to your Waluigi. I've been James Barron, by the way.
Oh. And we'll see you in our spin-off movie about this.
On the dark side of the moon. I guess.